Hey friends, it's KT. I did not plan on recording a video today, but then this thing showed up in the mail sooner than expected, and as a channel that mostly speaks to parents interested in nerfing, I thought it was kind of my duty to say something about what is in this box. So let's find out about it together. So I don't usually do these kinds of more casual sit-down videos. I always script all of my videos, but I feel like this needs kind of an immediate response. We'll even try to open it up before putting it together. That's a topic that'll come up. But really quickly, I want to talk about Nerf's history with both crossbows and tie-ins to put this in some context before we open it up. Nerf has always had a little bit of a hard time with crossbows. A lot of Nerf and foam flinging crossbows are actually just Springer blasters. There's a spring inside that actually pushes the dart. I don't even remember what this thing is called, but it's from the Zombie Strike series. A lot of the crossbows that they've attempted are from the Zombie Strike series or the Rebel series. This is, you pull this back and there's a spring inside that actually fires the dart. The string does nothing. It's completely cosmetic. You can take this entire part off, or rather never put it on because it does lock into place, and it has no effect on the blaster working or not. Similarly, this is the Rebel crossbow. I thrifted this one. I took the bow off because it does nothing. Again, it just shoots darts, regardless of whether the bow is on or not. This is the bulk of what Nerf has made for crossbows in the past. This is the Dreadbolt and the Wrathbolt, both Zombie Strike blasters, but this one actually has a Rebel equivalent as well. And they shoot these arrows. This was an ammo type that really only existed for these kinds of blasters, and they're actually pretty cool, but they're kind of awkward. That flew terribly. They whistle in the air. The Dreadbolt is probably the closest thing to an actual crossbow that we've ever seen. It is very large. It holds a whole bunch of arrows up here on top. And it has, you know, the Zombie Strike aesthetic on it. It's got a lot of detail going on, but, you know, it's unpainted, just kind of one giant green plastic thing. The Wrathbolt is, you know, fine. You have to actually pull the string back, and the string is actually what powers the arrow's flight. This thing is actually kind of cool. It's difficult to carry around, so it's hard to use in games, but it's actually kind of neat. Then let's talk about tie-ins. This, I think, is one of the first tie-ins. I'm probably wrong. I'm not fact-checking that, sorry. This was the Iron Man version of the Mag Strike, and it's literally just a Mag Strike in Iron Man colors. They made no other changes to the blaster except for the colors. Also, there's a picture of Tony Stark holding one of these painted black as if it was some futuristic weapon that he designed. Weird. Of course, one of Hasbro's most popular tie-ins is the Fortnite line. Fortnite blasters are almost entirely reshelled existing blasters that Nerf already makes. This is the... I can't remember the names of any of these things, man. This is the... not the BAR, it's the... Look, there's text on the screen telling you what it is, because I can't remember. Anyway, it's a Strife. With a longer barrel, but internally it's the same. It's just a motorized blaster. You hold down the rev trigger, you fire semi-automatic. Comes with a fancy magazine, but obviously it's in a Fortnite shell. And then slightly less popular has been the Roblox line. This is the only Roblox blaster we own, which is Bees, which I actually like quite a bit. It's not an incredible blaster, but it is fun, and it is not bad. You can see the level of detailing that went into this with the honeycombing and the dripping honey effects. And the faux wood texture on this. Like, they did a lot to really make this look good. And then we also have the Dragon Power line, and this one is interesting because Hasbro, of course, owns Dungeons & Dragons, and this is the Dungeons & Dragons Dragon Power line, so they didn't have to pay anything for the intellectual property to do this. And it actually kind of seems like they took that money and put it into detailing, because you've got translucent plastic, and you've got nice paint, and really great texturing. All of the blasters in this line are very pretty. They look very much like this. So this is sort of the standard, I think, that they've set for tie-ins. And then on top of that, of course, there's the Nerf Limited series, which right now people are starting to receive the Mandalorian Ambient Pulse Rifle, which is bad by all accounts, despite costing $120 for a pre-order that people had to wait over a year for. and doesn't look as good as it could. And we have a few more in line. I have a short about the Halo Needler that's coming out, which I'm excited about, but now kind of trepidatious about. So they have a little bit of a mixed record with tie-ins. This looks gorgeous to me. The Fortnite stuff is all kind of droll. It just looks exactly like the game, which with different colors, I guess, which is fine. So that brings us to Minecraft, and this has a name on it. This brings us to Minecraft and the Pillager's Crossbow. Just from looking at the box art, there's no detailing. It's got the molding to make it look like it's built out of blocks and pixelated. So the shape of it does match the crossbow in the game pretty accurately, which you can see on the box right here. But they didn't color it. It's just orange and white. Why? Why? It's $27. They really couldn't come up with the paint to do that. So my immediate feeling is like, the best use of this probably is someone who wants to collect Minecraft stuff, but so why doesn't it look better? Anyway, let's go ahead and open this up. Hasbro, of course, has been moving towards plastic-free packaging, which is really awesome. I say moving towards, they've done it. Hasbro has moved into plastic-free packaging, which is great. So I fully expect that we're going to have, yep, 1, 2 parts of the blaster. Some cardboard, 3 darts. This is interesting. The darts are completely loose inside this little box. Normally they've been wrapped in paper, but we just have 3 darts and they are gray and orange. So, first things first. This is 100% in the Not a Real Crossbow family of Nerf crossbows. The blaster itself is this part. This part does not even need to be attached to it for it to function. Obviously it looks weird, but this is a 3-shot Smart AR system. You load 3 darts in the front, and each time you prime, it will detect the topmost barrel that has a dart in it. So the priming handle is this, right here, which, there's no, like, how am I supposed to... Oh, wow. Did they lock you out from firing it until you've installed the thing? I think you can't fire it until you've installed the top. Oh, there's a okay. There's a little safety button right here, I guess, that's supposed to stop you. Probably because this part moves. So there's like a lock. And the lock prevents you from firing it without the top installed. There we go. Now I can prime it. So... it feels okay. I'll run it over the chronograph in a minute. The other thing that I want to do with this before I put the top on is open it up. And I'm going to see and get some pictures of it open. I'm going to see if I can do something to this so that it's possible to take this off again. Although, honestly, I don't know what I would want to do with it. A couple other things I can tell you right off the bat. The grip on this is bad. You can probably tell just by looking at it, but these straight lines do not fit the hand well. Specifically, for my adult hand, it's a little small, which is fine. It's a kid's toy. I don't expect it to be fit to my hand. But my thumb is rubbing up against this surface on the edge, and it's not fun. And then this comes out so far and so flat that there's no, like, room to... My hand is kind of squeezed into this place in order to get my finger on the trigger. The whole crook of my thumb here is just sort of mashed up into that area, and it's not very comfortable. Before I do anything, I'm going to take chronograph readings on it so that I know that they are as accurate as possible before I open up the blaster. I'll open it up, I'll take some video and pictures of it open, put it back together, and we'll put the whole thing together and we'll talk about it some more. So we've got our crossbow loaded up with the 3 included darts. I am going to press down on the safety so that I can prime it, and then fire with the chronograph. 74, that's basically Elite Standard. 71, a slight drop off as we move down to the second barrel, and then I suspect that the third barrel will be in the 60s. 54, I want to go ahead and get another number off the lower barrel. 67. Okay. So that last one may have been a fluke. Okay, 68. So it's pretty consistent across all three barrels. It stays in the range of 70. So that's completely standard performance. Any Nerf Elite-ish blaster off the shelf or a Fortnite blaster will shoot that by default. I'm going to open this up. There's some clipping here on the top, but everything else should hopefully just be screws. So I got to pry these clips open. And we should be able to open this blaster. Yep, there we go. Well, there it is. So there's nothing special going on in here. Not that I expected a ton. So this is the safety right here that stops it from firing. If the top isn't installed, we're just going to go ahead and take that out. And here's the massive chunk of cosmetic plastic that makes this an actual crossbow. This is it. This is the crossbow part. This string, of course, is completely decorative, as we've mentioned. This is hollow. There's just structure in there, nothing going on. So these are both 3-shot AR blasters. This is the Nerf Triad, and it has 3 shots, but they are in a triangle pattern, which means that there's less redirection of the air between the barrels, which means they perform more close to each other. You're theoretically going to get more drop off as you move down, and the air has to go zoop, 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 and then zoop, 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 all the way down there. This is basically the same thing, but with a worse layout. And then this is the Tricerablast, and the Tricerablast has this front-loading muzzle thing, but it's basically the same system inside. So now that we've had a look inside, I'm going to go ahead and pop this on here. There's really nothing I would want to do inside this blaster, and I'm not super concerned about having future access to it. Okay, I'm going to do this the way the instructions say, just so you can see what's going on here. All right, it says, place crossbow arms upside down on flat surface. Pull string over ribs. So they're talking about this plastic bit here that it needs to be pulled over. Line up crossbow base with crossbow arms, like so. Snap base on the arms. But when I do that, the string is not lined up. Can I show this? There's a knot, the notch is right there. And as you can see, the string is not lined up with it. If I snap this down, it's just pushing on the string. So the string is not actually pulling the way it's supposed to. Now, if I tug on it a little bit, I think it'll drop. Now it does. But that's all it does. See that, like, tiny bit of movement? That's all you get. It's okay, so there's a lot of, this thing is sad. This thing is just sad. It's really sad. This is really boring to look at. This is not... Which of these would you rather stare at for a whole game? Which of these would you rather stare at for a whole game? I don't understand this. When the art in the game has so much going on, and nobody is going to mistake that for a weapon. This isn't a safety feature, being this orange. It's already orange, right? Like, why? Why couldn't they just paint it? Or something? I don't get it. This is $27. And it's essentially the Triad. The Tricerablast is $20 and is functionally the same, looks cooler, and holds more darts and comes with more darts. I'm going to go ahead and let my kids shoot this and see what they think. It's not promising. This grip is so bad.
Can I take it first? Whoa. Crossbow. Minecraft crossbow. Wait.
What do you think? Does it, like, do anything?
I really like it.
You like it? Why?
Because it looks like a crossbow, and I like how like there's a bunch of cubes that they made. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this something you'd actually play with? The string...
Yeah, I think I would like this.
The string doesn't do anything.
Okay. It's just how it's just
For looks.
I really like
It's
it.
really straight on the beginning of the shot.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wish about it?
No.
So that's the thing about kids, right? I can sit here and I can talk about how kind of boring this is, but they're the ones that actually play Minecraft, and they like the fact that it's shaped like a Minecraft crossbow. I could see them struggle with the prime a little bit. This is a really awkward, incredibly awkward priming bar. It's so awkward, and the grip is super awkward, but I also can see them running around the house with this for hours and playing with it. So it's hard. I guess what I would have to say about this is it is a bad product. It is undoubtedly a bad product. It gives you very little value for the $27 that it costs in terms of what you can get out of other Nerf blasters. And in terms of, honestly, it's cosmetics. If you're an adult collector, I don't have to tell you that this looks ridiculous, right? If you're a kid and you just like Minecraft and you want to pretend to be playing Minecraft, apparently it'll do. I feel like they could have done this for $12, right? So yeah, I guess I'm just a little miffed by it. I'm hopeful about the micro shots that are coming out in the Minecraft series. Do look really good for collectors. Cosmetically, they look pretty awesome. There's a hammer. It has a name. I don't remember. The hammer... So here's the interesting thing about the two Minecraft blasters, and I will have the other one to do soon. They're functionally the same. The hammer is a 3-shot Smart AR as well, but it's in the shape of a hammer, and it's a cool form factor. It just looks fun to play with, and it looks really good. It's got paint. It's got a lot of things going on. This is just boring looking. I could see painting this, maybe. I hate... The thing with this priming handle is, because it's top only when you pull it, you're pulling it back against your arm. You're doing this. Right? And so it's digging in. So you have to either push against it here where there's no hand-fitting shape. It's just a triangle. In order to do that, God, it's really uncomfortable. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I know my kids are going to play with this one. If your kids are really obsessed with Minecraft and Nerf and they're going to love it in the same way that mine will, and you're willing to pay $27 for it, there's nothing wrong with it. It works fine. It gets standard performance. You don't have to open it up and remove the safeties like I did. You can just put the top on and hand it off. It is really expensive for what it is, though. This is going to be probably pretty popular. Before I give a sort of a final opinion, I realized it would be neglectful of me not to check in on Sophie Lightning's experience of having the top dart drop off at a short distance. So I figured I'd come out here and just shoot some shots into the ether. I handed this blaster off to my kids for a couple hours between shooting the first part of the video and this part, and they enjoyed it. They played with it in the house. Sorry, I know I have these reflectors set up. They're not doing anything. They're not set at specific distances, but I'd say these darts are flying like max 25 feet, maybe. But it does seem to work. There's no big issues with it. It's not dropping off like Sophie's, so I do think that the one Sophie got must have been probably a glitch. These are also completely random darts, by the way. There's an Elite, there's another Elite, there's an X-Shot dart, which actually went a very short distance, and a Pro dart. How do I actually give a closing opinion on this? A functional blaster that has simply no effort put into its design whatsoever, but does work and does look Minecrafty and will please some kids. So whether it's worth $27, that's just up to you. thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, like the video, comment down below, let me know what you think. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a ton. And I'll see you on the field.